What's going on, you guys? I'm going to teach you how to beat the green monster of the swamp. So let's get into this. All right, the first phase, I did a bit more dodging than parrying. The second phase, more parrying, okay? As you can see, I start off by completely fumbling on this parry. Horrible. But you do want to parry that to start, okay? After this, we can do some dodges, make it a little more easier on ourselves. I used a lot of fire on this boss. You can see with my weapon, I have fire on it, and it helped a lot. It gets him to burn pretty easily, which you can see right here. Now on fire, and then this is where I start to let loose and just go crazy with attacking. Get more aggressive because I have an NPC there with me. If you don't like using NPCs, this might be more difficult. It probably will be more difficult, but for me, I don't mind using them just to kind of get some attention off of me. And when that happens, I just get in there and deal a lot of damage as much as possible. As you can see, we do a hell of a job getting him staggered. We're just in there going crazy. Multiple attacks, multiple heavy attacks, my Fable arts, I let those happen as well. And I just got us quickly to the second phase. Now this is the one where you're gonna have to parry a bit more and get good, at least if you wanna make this easier. As you can see, when he runs towards me, that's when I would choose to parry him. There are times as well where he kind of comes at me in an angle and he does 2 or 3 in a row. I would actually dodge those. I'll show you guys an example. If it felt right to dodge, I would just do it. If I felt like I was confident to parry, I would do it then as well. It would just kind of depend on my position and where he's coming from. And if I felt confident, then okay, I could do these parries. The parries that I felt I absolutely had to do was when he jumped up into the air. He does it a few times and then lands with the red attack afterwards. These are the ones you want to parry, and they're pretty manageable, okay? You'll get in a rhythm of it if you just practice a couple times. He'll go up in the air, come down, and boom, that's when you're gonna parry. And it helps a lot. It will get him staggered, it will put damage into him, make him weaker, and then once you start to put in a bit more damage, when you get the chance, you're more likely to get him staggered and get the fight progressing faster, and that's what you want. When he does come down with that red attack, you want to be in front of him, succeeding at that parry, but also right in front of him, because after he does this move, he swings back his tentacles like this. So if you're on the sides of him or behind him, you could likely get hit with this. So you want to stay in front. Even if you didn't succeed on that parry, do your best to get in front of him, and then you can do some damage to his face right here and not get hit by the tentacles. He also does this kind of 3-piece combo here where he hits with his arms. I would try and parry those as well, but again, if you just don't feel confident, or maybe you missed one and you just want to get out of harm's way, feel free to dodge here. It's just those ones where he lands on you, I feel are must parries. He will also start to run around and jump over you. If you're locked onto him, you can hit him as he goes over you, so you can get in some extra damage there. He also does this thing where there's these kind of tentacles that attack you. These, I would say, if you want to parry, go for it, but I just tried to get out of harm's way. I did not want to have to deal with these, and I would just back up, and I would use these moments to repair my weapon or to heal. This is a good little opening for you to do those things. He also does this move where he kind of winds up his fists, a lot like the Watchman from earlier. Remember that fight? Kind of the same thing. He winds up his arms and then slams them down. You want to parry these as well. One last big move he has is where he does this animation like he's kind of backing up a sec. You don't want to be in front of him with this move like I did. I messed up right here. I should have backed off. I should have dodged away or something, because this is a pretty devastating move. Thankfully, he didn't do crazy damage to me, but you don't want to get hit with this, especially if you're really close to beating him. It'll just be very, very devastating. So do your best to acknowledge this visual cue right here and then get out of there. We want to put in a lot of damage onto the boss as soon as possible. If you notice, right at the beginning of this phase, I burned the heck out of him and just tried to get him burning, and then that's when I started putting in more damage and just going along with all these different moves that he has. Again, you're going to parry when he's in the air, and then the rest of them you could either try and avoid or dodge through. Especially this rolling attack he does that turns red, that one was really kind of hard to get down. You could parry this as well, and I did succeed a few times. I just tried to land my parries as much as possible instead of blocking, of course, because blocking you do take some damage. I just did my best to parry as much as I could. And then when I felt uncomfortable or like I wasn't gonna make it, I would dodge as a plan B. So yeah, parrying definitely does wonders for this fight. You wanna get it down at least through half of his moves, right? At least some of them, because it'll progress the fight quicker. And if you do have the NPC and they happen to survive pretty long, the odds will be in your favor too, because they'll put their attention on the NPC and then you'll be able to get in there and put more damage and burn them or whatever you have to do. So yeah, that's my tips for this fight. I hope it helps. Let me know if it does in the comment section. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Just get good at that parrying, man. At least some of it, all right? It helps a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next video, all right? Bye.